you come in as a rookie and like you said, like you're trying to figure out a new environment, new teammates. Like you don't want to say too much. You don't want to say too little. And it's just so hard.
What if Caitlin Clark's true challenge wasn't on the court, but in the locker room? How do you shine without overshadowing teammates?
It's crazy. Like looking back at a year ago today or around this time, like I was just beginning my senior year of college. And obviously, you know, people knew who we were and people attended our games, but it's obviously not on the magnitude that it is now.
Yeah.
So like life just changes fast, but that's what makes it fun and cool. And, you know, quickly started a new chapter of my life too, like moving here to Indianapolis.
In a candid podcast, Clark shared insights into her rookie year and thoughts on her Indiana Fever teammates, from Aliyah Boston to veterans like Kelsey Mitchell. Get ready for the inside scoop.
It was just a crazy year because you go all the way up to the national championship game and then you're playing right away.
Yeah.
You know, one of my coaches early on in my career said, you know, your rookie year is always so hard because you're in a new city, you're in a new place, you're with a new team, new coaches. There's so much that's not part of the routine that you're so used to. And you had that as like magnified.
Caitlin Clark steps onto the WNBA court for the first time, facing not just the game, but fitting in with her team. On the New Heights podcast, she shared her rookie fears, saying,
But like in my scenario, and obviously you guys too, like you're already highly thought of. Like people are turning to you to like be something or be someone. So it's hard. Like you're trying to get your feet wet, but also not do too much. And I think that's kind of what I struggled in early on is like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how they're going to react.
The pressure was intense and Clark felt torn between taking charge or falling in line. Her fame added to the struggle, but the fast-paced WNBA life kept her focused.
But I think it was good a little bit too. Like you don't have time to overthink things. Like it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
like you're just on to the next. But at the same time, like you don't like, I feel like I never really ended the chapter of college. Like it was just like you been left, but maybe that's good. You don't have a lot of time to think about it. So I think that's definitely the weirdest part of, you know, women's professional basketball and obviously college basketball too, is just that change, but that's kind of how it has to be too. So it's just different.
Her teammates became her anchor during this wild transition.
Not knowing you nailed it. Well.
But also, like, I had a lot of really good vets around me, too. So I feel very grateful for that. And we had a fairly young team, too. So, like, people had been through it fairly recently, so they knew how I felt. But, like, I feel like that definitely is a huge challenge. And that goes for whatever professional sport. Like, you're trying to learn, but also people are looking at you like, you got to perform and, like, be what they drafted you to be. And that can be tough.
Clark admitted, I never really ended the chapter of college. You just leave, but maybe that's good. It shows how tough the jump to the pros can be.
I mentioned the vets, and I think, you know, for me at least, there was a lot. Some vets were incredible. Some of the vets, obviously, you're competing for jobs, so there's a little bit there, but you lean so much as a young player on your vets, and you lean so much from like, even just like in Philly, there's so many great players that played for the Eagles that, like Harold Carmichael, who was a legendary Philadelphia Eagle, was like always around and willing to lend advice or anything. Did you have many former players or current players like reach out to you that really helped you in transitioning into the WNBA?
Let's talk about Clark's partners. Aliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull. They're the core of the Indiana Fever. One star struggled early, but still built a strong bond with Caitlin.
Beginning of the season, my playing time definitely looked different than it did at the end. So trusting that, you know, I was staying ready, putting in the work so that when I did get the minutes out on the court, that I could take full advantage of them. So I was just really proud of myself for trusting the process and staying the course.
Hull was frustrated early in the season, putting in the work, but not seeing results. After the Olympic break, she found her rhythm and was on fire. So, what does?
Obviously, Lexi's been tremendous, especially on the defensive end. Like, she just brings a spark and a tenacity about her that, you know, maybe we weren't always getting on the defensive end, and she's just willing to do whatever it takes for this team, and it's helped our defense improve a lot. So I think offensively and defensively, we've taken a step forward, and, you know, that's kind of what the coaches challenged us in going into that break too.
Picture Clark's first practice with Aliyah Boston. A miscommunication almost went wrong, but it sparked a special chemistry, especially in their pick and roll plays.
And Aliyah have almost a poetic pick and roll action going all the time. Caitlin can already find her teammates, but just the fluidity between her and Aliyah, it's like they're on a different wavelength.
The secret? Repetition and trust. In the first 13 games, Clark had 17 assists to Boston. In the last 14, it shot up to 54. Caitlin shares her unfiltered thoughts on Aliyah, symbolized by their pregame affirmations.
I think AB is like always somebody that's gonna have her teammates back, whether it's myself or whether it's anybody on the team. Like she just wants the best for every single person. She's such a positive like light in our locker room. She's a great voice. She's always there, whether things are great or whether things aren't as great. Like she's just a very consistent person in our locker room. She's been somebody that's been really helpful throughout my rookie year, obviously having gone through it just a year ago. And I think you can tell our chemistry is really coming along, and a lot of that has just been developed through games. So the more practice that we get together, only the better it's gonna get. But I'm really thankful for her.
Let's focus on Kelsey Mitchell. At first, she played isolation ball and wasn't passing to Clark. But after the Olympic break, they bonded, shared dreams, and became the best backcourt in the WNBA.
T-Squared, what's up, friend? I just want to say congratulations on the award, man. You deserve it. You've changed the world in so many ways. You've done it with so much grace. And I'm so happy to take the floor with you, to be a part of this experience. I want to tell you to give yourself some grace, kid. You've done a lot of things that not a lot of people can do. And from me to you, I'm always going to be a fan. I'm always going to be in your corner. I'm always going to be in your backcourt.
Clark couldn't stop praising Mitchell. It's clear these two aren't just teammates. They are a force to be reckoned with.
I mean, I think it's pretty similar on and off the floor. Like, she's just been a voice that's been there. She's been through this league for, 7 years now? Like, she knows what to expect. She knows how things are going to go. And I think more than anything, we are just starting to understand each other much better. We could just make eye contact and she knows to go back door. She knows to come and get the ball. That just comes with playing with one another. So it's been a lot of fun for me. I mean, she's playing so well right now, just as good as anybody in this league. So I feel very lucky and fortunate to have her by my side.
As the season progressed, the Fab Four, Clark, Boston, Mitchell, and Hull, clicked. Clark became the heart of the Indiana Fever, and veterans like Wheeler, Fagley, and Bear mentored her off the court. Wheeler, in particular, stepped in as a big sister.
For me, I just wanted to get ahead of it because I know this transition is tough. Just being undrafted and being a rookie, it's very unlikely that a vet, just take you in when you got the same position. And I think oftentimes people forget that I'm a great person before a basketball player. So for me as a big sister, I'm just I'm gonna take this first step first to just let her know, we here, we got you, whatever you need from me as your vet, and even you're in the same position, I got you. And she's just been doing a great job with just accepting it and receiving it from me. Because as you know, she's one of the biggest players in the world right now, and she don't act like that. She's just help me, in any way you can. It's definitely in a sweet.
Wheeler became Clark's rock, offering support Clark deeply appreciated. Their bond went beyond mentoring, with the team growing closer. Bentley may have left, but her mark on Clark stayed, especially after her heartfelt goodbye message.
Just figure it out, She's a smart player, I'm a smart player. When the play is open, you're gonna pass the ball. And I'm always sprinting on the floor. And she's a great passer, but she's always gonna pass it if I'm open. I know that. No, it's really amazing. We haven't had many practices together, but the connection is just there. I feel like I know, I'm getting a better sense of what she's about and what she's gonna do. And so I just try and get into the right positions and try and make something work.
I believe Grace was a state champion in high school for golf. Have you played with them?
Grace was?
Yeah.
What?
Have you played with anyone? Yeah, I think
Grace! You were a state champion golfer? Why did you hide that from me? She was on the team. They didn't play her, apparently.
Have you played with anyone on this team yet?
Honestly, I have not.
The thing about leadership is how you approach every single person is going to be completely different. And I think the thing that's helped me be successful throughout my career has been the relationships that I've been able to build with people. And every single person you have to approach differently because they come from a different background, they come from a different place. Somebody can be a little more tenderhearted, and for me, I'm probably want to be screamed at. It's just everybody's a little bit different. So I think that's what's unique about leadership and being able to understand people, but that takes time, and building relationships is really important.